This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining the City of Kingston Planning Board at our monthly meeting. Today is Monday, December 21st, 2020. My name is Suzanne Cahill. I'm the Planning Director for the City of Kingston and the organizer for our virtual meeting. Before we begin our meeting, we would like to go over a few meeting guidelines to help us navigate the system as efficiently and respectfully as possible. We ask that members of the public and the press remain muted and off camera for the length of the meeting. As the organizer, I reserve the right to mute anyone who unmutes themselves. Board members and city staff will control their own mute button. As good practice, we ask that you mute yourself if you are not speaking to avoid background noise and feedback. If a board member or staff wishes to speak, they will raise their hand. The chairperson will call on them before they speak by stating their name clearly for our audio listeners. The board member will then unmute themselves, state their name, and speak clearly, muting after finished. All of our meetings are recorded. Both video and written transcriptions will be made available to the public on the city's website at a later date. In lieu of public speaking during the monthly meeting, we requested all comments to be received by 2 p.m. on Friday, December 18th, 2020. Comments could have been emailed to Suzanne Cahill, Planning Director at skahill@kingston-ny.gov, mailed or placed in the drop box outside of City Hall. Written comments received specific to any agenda item are recognized at the time beginning of said discussion. The public is invited to speak via audio connection at the time the hearing is called. For all those who are joining by audio and wish to speak for the hearing matter, please text the following number, 845-443-0416, with your name and the agenda item number and address. Again, please text your name and the item number and the address of the public hearing you wish to speak on to 845-443-0416 if you wish to be called to speak for a public hearing. All comments received by the deadline were distributed to the full board. During the meeting, the chairman will announce the names of all who submitted comments and where they can be located for public viewing on the City of Kingston's website with each application. If you have an audio issue, you can also send a text message to that same number, 845-443-0416. I will repeat that number one more time, but be aware that phone calls will not be answered during the meeting. The number again to text is 845-443-0416. As the organizer for today's meeting, I reserve the right to lock and pause the meeting to eject anyone who has behaved inappropriately or to enter into an attorney-client conference if necessary. Materials for this meeting may be found on the City of Kingston website by going to www.kingston-ny.gov. Once you are on the home page, scroll to the bottom under meetings, and where you see planning board posted, click on the agenda. Scroll down on the agenda and you will find the links for each of the items. Thank you for your patience during these difficult times. And on behalf of the planning board, I wish you and your family good health. I now turn the floor over to Chairman Wayne Platt to call the meeting to order at 6:12 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Suzanne. Good evening, everybody. My name is Wayne Platt. I'm the chairman of the, I want to welcome everybody to the December 21st, 2020 Planning Board meeting. We'll begin tonight with introductions. As I said, I am Wayne Platt Jr., the chairman. We also have members Charles Polacco, Robert Jacobson. Is Mary Jo here yet?
Yes. Yeah.
Mary Jo Wiltshire. Hi there, MJ.
Hello.
Matt Gillis is going to be late, correct?
Yes.
We have Kevin Roach, Vince Archer, and Katie Bowarski. We have Suzanne Cahill, the planning director, Tyler Dede, the assistant planner, Alderman Don Tollerman, who is the common council liaison to the planning board, and we also have assistant corporation counsel Daniel Gartenstein. Item number 1 on our agenda is the adoption of the November 16th, 2020 Planning Board meeting transcript and decisions. Everybody's had an opportunity to look at them. Anybody have any additions, deletions, questions on them? Okay. At this time, Wayne Platt here, I will make a motion that we adopt the November 16th, 2020 Planning Board meeting transcript and decisions. Do I have a second on that? Second by Robert Jacobson. All in favor? Wayne Platt as a yes. Charles Palaco?
Is a yes.
Okay, Robert Jacobson?
Yes.
Mary Jo Wiltshire?
Yes.
Kevin Roach?
Yes.
Okay. That is adopted. Okay, moving into public hearings. Item number 2 is 93 and 93A Fairview Avenue, lot line revision of the lands of George Yule and George and Joanne Yule. Section block and lot is 48.323-1-9.200 and 48.328-1-9.100. Seeker determination, Zone R1, Ward 1. George Yule and George and Joanne Yule are the applicant's owners. Is there anybody besides these folks here who wish to speak on item number 2? Do we have anybody lined up, Sue?
No. I believe Chris Zell is here, though, to represent them.
Yes, I am. Yep, I'm on, I think.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
All right. Do we need to see anything up on our screen, Kyla? Do we have a? Okay. Chris, you want to explain what we got?
Yeah, it's a rather simple lot line revision between George and Veronica Yule, and they're conveying a 0.51 acre parcel to their son, George and Joanne Yule. As you can see, it's a small piece. It's the new property line will run down the existing fence line and along the edge of an existing concrete pad. So the idea is to convey that parcel from the father to the son.
Okay. Sue, pretty cut and dry.
Yes.
Anybody on our board have any questions? Okay. Under seeker, it's a type 2 action, so no further review of the board is required. Correct, Sue?
Correct. I'm trying to text somebody.
All right. So at this time, I'll make a motion. This is Wayne Platt, that we approve item number 2 with board policy 6 and all of the paper copies and Mylar copies that will need to be signed, as well as submission of written descriptions. Do I have a second on that?
Second.
Second by Robert Jacobson. All in favor? Wayne Platt is a yes. Charles Palaco?
Yes.
Robert Jacobson?
Yes.
Joe Wiltshire?
Yes.
Roach?
Yes.
That is adopted. Okay, thank you, Chris.
Thank you very much. Everybody have a good holiday. Thank you.
Bye, Chris.
Number 24th Avenue. Lot
Wayne,
line
Wayne, you are breaking up. Can you repeat the agenda item again, please?
Item number 3, Locust and 4th Avenue, lot line revision of plans of Quarry Waters LLC and Mary Jo Igo, trustee of the Mary Igo Revocable Trust, section block and lot 48.64, 48 48.84-1-1 and 45-11.200.
Wayne,
Is that me breaking
So
up, Sue?
I think maybe some feedback is coming from the callers.
Caller.
Maybe
yeah.
that might help.
Okay, it's in Zone RR and RRR. Ward 8, Quarry Waters LLC is the applicant. Quarry Waters LLC and Mary Jo Igo, trustee of the Mary Igo Revocable Trust, are the owners. Do we have any speakers for this one, Sue?
Wayne, they have rectified the encroachment, which was the issue for the lot line revision. So they are withdrawing their application from consideration by the board.
Okay,
And we
so
have received
noted.
a written request to withdraw.
Okay. All right, moving on to item number 4. It's 200 North Street, special permit for additional hospitality, spa, and restaurant accommodations, as well as additional parking and a new entrance off of Lindsley Avenue. Section block and lot is 48.84-1-4, seeker determination, zone RFH and RRR, heritage area and coastal zone, Ward 9, North Street Brickworks LLC is the applicant owner. Anybody signed up to speak on this one, Sue?
No.
What do we
Just to note, we did send out some comments that we received before the meeting. Everyone should have gotten those.
Okay.
There were 3 comments about this item.
Who do we have representing 200 North Street tonight?
You have Joe, Ariel, I believe. Who else is here? Let's see. Joe is caller 2. Zach Hall is on. And do you want to unmute yourself, Zach? Is there anybody else on with you two?
Do you have Kevin McManus, Sue?
Okay. Kevin, are you on with Joe as a caller, or where are you? I don't see you on the list.
He's not on with me, Sue, but I do think he's on. Maybe he's having some trouble. This is Joe Ariel.
Right. Planning. Yes, hold on.
We're in a holding pattern, folks.
Wayne, this is Kyla. I just
Hi.
sent you an email. Did you get it?
Let me look here. I think I gotta go get my IT person here. Stand by.
Hey, Sue,
I'm sorry, who was that? Joe Ariel?
No, it wasn't me. It may have been, I just got a note from Kevin. Let's see what it said here.
Yeah, the audio is
Yeah,
awful tonight.
Yeah, he says that he can hear the call, but he can't be heard. So I'm not sure. Do you see his line?
I don't see his name. No.
It's odd. He can hear the call, so he's on somewhere. Let me see if I can give you a phone number. Maybe you can see it that way. 914-403.
I can't see it by a phone number. No.
No.
I can unmute callers one by one. Kevin, can you try speaking? Let's see. Kevin, can you try speaking? Kevin, will you try speaking? Kevin, try speaking. 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 Oh. I don't know. I went through all of the callers. Zach, do you want to try and just do a presentation of the project to the board with Joe? Maybe Kevin try calling in again or joining the meeting again.
Sue, I think you got us on mute as well, and then it's causing the feedback loop. I think I'm caller 3 though.
Okay, I unmuted caller 3.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, so I can read since I'm trying to get Kevin to tell me which caller he is.
Try caller 10, which just popped up.
Yeah, maybe try caller 10, see if that
Caller
that
10
sounds.
is unmuted. So Kevin, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, he's
Hello?
caller.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, Kevin.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. How are you?
Good.
Good. So, good evening to everybody and happy holidays. Let me do so if you wouldn't mind, if I could just do a quick overview of what we've submitted to the planning board. Is that okay with you?
That's exactly what we want you to do. Yes.
Okay, good. So we've amended the previously approved plan that was approved by your board back in January of 2020, and basically the improvements are to enhance the hospitality component of the job, namely the cabins, and make the experience better. We've actually gotten into a deal with a company called Salt to manage all operations on the job. They're hospitality and entertainment experts. They're based out of California, but they have projects all over the United States. And they've basically made some recommendations on how best to proceed. And so this plan reflects some modifications to the plan that you approved back in January to achieve those goals. Just quickly, we propose a parking area up at the end of Lindsley Avenue, on the west side of Lindsley Avenue, and a trail connection that follows an old roadway that connected Lindsley down to North Street. Some of you may recall that existed. Now, the objective here is to enable the folks that are coming as patrons for the cabins to have a nicer approach to the property, park their car, be received up at this parking lot, and then receive a ride down through the woods, really an incredible ride through the woods down to North Street and to the cabin area, where they would be dropped off at their cabin, very, very resort-like. So we have a proposed parking area of 41 cars and a trail connection that is basically designed for very, very limited use, golf carts, a mule type vehicle, and probably can support a small emergency type vehicle as well. We have to confirm that. In addition, we've got 3 new cabins proposed for the west side of North Street. You recall maybe that the prior approval had 7 cabins on the west side of North Street. We proposed 10, so an additional 3 to balance that out. We propose a small 200 square foot housekeeping building located in the general vicinity of the cabins as were approved. We're actually proposing to modify the design to one of the cabins that were approved to make it ADA accessible. We refer to it as building number 1, but you probably know it as the southernmost pavilion type building that's on the site, that's right on the river. We propose to kind of repurpose that so that we're kind of spreading out the cabin area and spreading the campus out, basically with some of the knowledge that we've now got from COVID and kind of getting the ability for people to spread out, be outside. So we're proposing to use the pavilion, that pavilion, as what had been inside a tent on prior plans, as a lounge and an eating area, dining area, where food would be delivered from the 188 North Street kitchen and delivered to this site and prepared on site for the patrons of the glamping facility. We also propose to relocate some public baths that had been kind of in the southern portion of the cabin area, and again, in consideration of COVID, spreading those out. We move them in a northerly direction up toward that pavilion. So there's some activities there that would allow the bathrooms to be used for a bath facility, as well as a spa type rooms designed to include those. There's also a couple of saunas proposed. Again, these are basically, the saunas are basically movable structures. They're not permanent. They get to sit in that location and can be moved out during inclement weather. There is a new courtyard at the cottage that's proposed basically to enhance the outdoor livability of that building. I think it's a neat little improvement. There are improvements to the parking lot, basically a reorganization of the parking spaces, some landscaping, and better pedestrian access to the parking lot west of North Street that exists there now. So as you can see, these are all kind of enhancements to the operations of this facility. The cabins are incredible. We should go out and take a walk and take a look at them. I think you'll be really impressed with how that all came out. But that's what we're working with in terms of an amendment to the site plan. We also submitted a master plan, which is basically a conceptual idea, and we've been promising this for some time, a conceptual idea of development of the entire property. This, we understand, is a more lengthy process, but it includes basically, it's mostly hospitality, uses some event space with some of the bigger pavilions, but we propose some additional cabins, a year-round restaurant on the property, a residential component. We don't know exactly what that is, but it's not a gigantic number. It would be 40 units of some type of residential, maybe a mid-rise 3 or 4 story structure but on the opposite side, on the west side of North Street, just conceptual. We're not sure yet. And then a hotel. And that would round out kind of the overall, in addition to the prior uses that we've obtained approvals for and site plans for, that would round out the finishing of the development of the property. So we are hoping to have these run kind of a parallel, integrated but separate review. And that's what we've got. We recognize there's a lot of engineering work that we need to submit.
Okay, this is Wayne. Go ahead, sorry.
Just happy to answer any questions if there are any.
Sue, with these staff notes here, I'm glad that we're getting an overview of what is being proposed in the future here. But do you want to just go over these, boil them down to what is?
Well, I think, Wayne, the best way to approach the meeting this evening, the primary thing that has to occur would be for the board to consider a resolution to initiate the seeker action again on the project. This has been a type 1 action. The planning board has acted in the past as the lead agency, so you would need to adopt the resolution that we've prepared and circulated for you to consider, reaffirming your status as lead agency, and then that has to get circulated out to all of the other involved and interested agencies as we've adopted or identified, so to speak. So that would be the action this evening. Our other staff level comment would be to extend the public comment period, keep the public hearing open until next month. As Kevin mentioned, there is a lot of engineering work that we are still waiting on that they have prepared and are working on at this point in time. We did have a lot of questions. I think the ideal thing to do would be to pass the notes along to them and allow us at staff level to work directly with the applicants to try and pull the information together and get them going on those terms. Unless there are any other specific questions of the board, the only other thing I would suggest, as Kevin mentioned, I think a site visit would be in order. Obviously, right now, between the holidays and the weather, it's a little difficult. I would be looking at probably the end of January, beginning early February to do a site visit next.
Okay. Does anybody on the board have any questions right now? Okay. And
Wayne,
Kevin, this is
Wayne, Chuck. I'm gonna have to see what they're putting together before I can make a call on this. I mean, the overview is nice, but now you're throwing in a hotel, all that type of stuff. I've got to see some plan. So, Sue, if you could put some of that stuff together and you let me know, I'll knock on your door and pick up the paperwork. If you could do that for me.
We can run a set of prints for you on 11 by 17 size. If you'd like to stop by and pick them up, we can do that for you. And any other board member as well, if they'd like a hard copy. They are electronically available online right now.
okay. I just want to say that go ahead, Chuck.
Sue, I'll get with you after the first of the year.
Okay.
Thank you.
I just want to say that it's real encouraging to see that this whole site is moving forward, especially during these uncertain times. And Kevin, it seems to be a rather aggressive, robust plan as these uncertain times are upon us. Is that you agree, correct?
Well, I think that the proposed modifications that we've got as the amended site plan are critical. They're not massive undertakings in order to support this. The master plan is more of a undertaking, and we really got that in front of the city just as an acknowledgement of what the game plan is. We're not 100% sure of what that will be going forward, but in the spirit of working with the city to make sure that we understand that we have to put it forward concepts for full development of the site at some point.
Okay, thank you. All right, anybody else have any questions? All right, so that I should read into record this and vote on this resolution tonight, correct? Reaffirming lead agency status?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I will do that at this time. Resolution of the City of Kingston Planning Board reaffirming lead agency in the review of number 188 and 200 North Street, section block and lot is 56.28-3-23 and 48.84-1-4 in accordance with the seeker process under 6 NYCRR Part 617. Whereas, hold on here now. What's this here?
The letters.
Okay, HY QOZB LLC, the applicant, has submitted a site plan / special permit amendment application with a completed Part 1 of the full environmental assessment form to the City of Kingston Planning Board, in parens the board, for additional hospitality, spa, and restaurant accommodations, as well as additional parking, a new entrance off of Lindsley Avenue, and other new supporting elements and infrastructure improvements, in parens the action. And whereas the project is located at 188 and 200 North Street, Kingston, New York, section block and lot 46.28-3-23 and 48.84-1-4, and whereas the determination of the significance of the action on the environment must be made in order to comply with the New York State Environmental Conservation Law, Seeker Act, and the regulations promulgated thereunder, the regulations by the New York Department of Environmental Conservation. And whereas the board recognized the action as type 1 under seeker and has continued its role as lead agency under previous applications with notifications to all identified involved and interested agencies as provided by the applicant and planning staff. And whereas the board intends to continue as lead agency in review of the current amended application, as there have been no objections received during previous declarations of lead agency and determination of significance. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the City of Kingston Planning Board as follows. Section 1, that pursuant to 6 NYCRR Part 617, the City of Kingston Planning Board hereby affirms its role as lead agency in the seeker environmental review of the action as described above. Section 2, that all identified, involved, and interested agencies will be notified of the Kingston Planning Board decision to act as lead agency and have 30 days to respond. Section 3, that this resolution shall take effect immediately. This is Wayne Platt, and at this time, I'll make a motion that we adopt this resolution. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Robert Jacobson. All in favor? Wayne Platt is a yes. Charles Palaco?
Yes.
Mary Jo Wiltshire? We have fingers up anywhere?
Mary Jo?
I see her phone is gray now.
Caller.
It's showing up as gray, her phone.
I think she's one of the callers, Sue.
Yeah. Mary Jo, if you're on as a caller, you need to unmute. Mary Jo?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, and I'm a yes, Wayne.
Okay, thank you. Robert Jacobson,
Yes.
Kevin Roach.
Yes.
Okay, the resolution is adopted. Okay, so as Sue said, we're gonna extend the public comment until next month, right?
Right, you'll
We're gonna
just
work-
keep the public, this is a public hearing, so it will remain open until the next meeting.
And in the meantime, we're gonna work on a site visit then too, right?
Correct.
Okay,
Thank you very much. Happy
All right,
holidays
Kevin.
to everybody.
and
Thanks so
Joe
much.
and Zach, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
All right. Item number 5. I feel like I'm awash in paperwork right now. I can't, it's, 138 Delaware Avenue, special permit to, let's see here, renewal for a 2-family residence in the RFH district. Section block and lot is 56.28-3-18, secret determination, zone RFH, Ward 8,
Phone to go off.
the applicant owner.
Okay.
Anybody?
Yeah, he
Lopez
was
here?
trying to call in, Wayne, and I don't know if he was successful.
Okay.
Mr. Lopez? Are you on? Mr.
Yes.
Lopez? Mr. Lopez?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, okay, you're caller number 9. Okay, he's
Okay.
on, Wayne.
Okay, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good.
Okay, Sue, I've lost my staff notes on my computer again. Can you just go over staff notes? That would have to go. I'm gonna have to get them back up here. I'm sorry, I apologize.
That's okay. Okay, so this is a renewal now for a 2-family residence in the RFH zone. It was previously renewed for 5 years. There have been no changes to the original permit, correct, Mr. Lopez?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And it's registered with the Building Safety Division appropriately under landlord registration. Building department is not currently doing interior inspections. So you can either consider tabling this renewal or issuing the renewal with a conditional on a satisfactory inspection. And we have not received any complaints in the planning office. And the only call to the police department was for lost property. So staff would recommend in this case that you renew the application for 5 years and conditioned on the building safety department's inspection.
Right. I've just pulled them back up again. Thank you for that, Sue. And we've been doing that throughout this virtual meetings that we've been having pending favorable inspection by building safety. So anybody have any questions for the applicant? Okay. Everybody's good with the 5-year? Okay. Under seeker, it's a type 2 action, so no further review of the board is required. So at this time, I'll make a motion that we approve item number 5 for a period of 5 years with all original conditions carried forward, and also pending a favorable inspection by Building Safety Division. Do I have a second on that?
Second.
Second by Chuck Palaco. All in favor? Wayne Platt is a yes. Charles Palaco,
Yes.
Robert Jacobson,
Yes.
Mary Jo Wiltshire,
Yes.
and Roach.
Sir.
Okay, motion is adopted. Thank you, Mr. Lopez.
Thank you. Have a happy holiday, everybody.
Thank you. All right, moving on. Item number 6, 256 Washington Avenue. Special permit renewal to operate an a residential care / assisted living facility. Section block and lot is .90-4-36, secret determination, zone R2, Ward 2, Stockade Group LLC is the applicant owner. Who do we have here from the facility?
I don't know if he is on. He was going to be on a flight while this meeting was taking place. He was not sure if he was going to be able to make the meeting as a call-in. There is nobody that has texted wanting to speak, and we received no comments in writing on this. So you could basically hold the hearing and close it and move forward. On this one, we did receive an extensive police report. Our recommendation, and the building department obviously is also restricted from going in and making an inspection. So for this one, I would recommend that you table for the applicant to be present until next month.
I concur with that. This is Wayne. Everybody give a thumbs up on that for tabling? Okay. All right, at this time, I'll make a motion that we table item number 6. This is Wayne Platt. Second, anybody? Is that you, Kevin?
Kevin Roach.
Roach on second.
Roach.
Wayne Platt is a yes. Charles Palaco?
Yes.
Robert Jacobson?
Yes.
Rick Wiltshire?
Yes.
Roach? Okay, we have tabled item number 6. Okay, moving on. We're in old business now. Let's see here. We have item number 7, 21 O'Neill Street, a special permit to establish a drinking establishment in an existing building. Section block and lot is 56.25-2-15, secret determination, zone C3, Ward 4. Eric Sturniolo is the applicant owner. Eric, are you there?
I'm here. Hi, everybody.
How are you tonight?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Good. All right. Let me see here. All right, a lot has been happening here. I mean, where are we with this right now?
Well, we had requested that they address multiple questions. We've been through them. I believe everything has been answered to our satisfaction at staff level. There might be a couple of items, board policies that need to be addressed. As part of the approval process, we did get a detailed cost estimate. It was underneath the $25,000 threshold that requires a performance bond, and staff does not feel that one is necessary for this project. I think everything else, right, Kyla, was answered. I don't see anything else that was missing.
Okay. Where are we? I know the parking was a hot button topic for this board too.
They received a variance from the Zoning Board of Appeals. They reduced the number of seating outdoors and indoors. And so they've effectively reduced the requirement for parking, and they went to the ZBA and received the variance.
Okay. How's the rest of the board feel with that? I mean, I know that was a that was something of a concern before. Everybody's good with how we're looking here now? Mary Jo?
I did miss last month's meeting, and I appreciate that they got the variance. I'm still a little bit concerned about the parking. I don't know, as much as I was before, but I still think this is going to cause a little bit of a parking issue on that street.
Okay. I mean, there has been a reduction. They've got their variance and they've reduced the amount of parking that is needed for the project. I know we've been 3 or 4 meetings with this right now. So, I mean, does this sit well with you, MJ?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm at a point where it's a deal breaker like it was before. So I think I have a certain comfort level with it.
Okay. And Sue, is there anything else that needs to be taken care of that could be done on staff level, or we're good with everything right?
I think we're good. One condition would also have to be that the Common Council authorize the designation of the handicap parking space on the street, which they have a request in for right now.
Okay.
It's under review.
Okay, so it was just them pending submission for getting that request? Is that what we're looking at?
No, well, they had several details that they needed to provide to us, all of which have been given. They included, the signage detail, lighting details, refuse. It is going to be a private hauler, so that will be off of the city's list. They did landscaping details for us. They added low-level light landscaping. Bike racks have been added in 2 separate locations. They've shown those on the plan. So there was a lot of site elements that we requested more detail and locations of, and they did give us everything, and I believe they all meet it satisfactory.
Okay. And as far as the special permit term for this initial shot of it, everybody, I mean, we're usually going with a 1 year. Everybody's good with that? Okay. And Eric, when are you looking to start up operations here?
We're hopeful for the summer.
For the summer?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Sue, do we need to tweak anything with the term at all to coincide with when they're going to start, or we just go ahead right now and then revisit it next September?
Well, I mean, obviously, they're going to need a certain amount of time to make all the improvements and then get up and running. So I think 1 year is sufficient. That will get them up and running for a season, and we'll be able to better evaluate them after they've had that experience under their belt.
Okay. All right, so I'm looking here again. This is under seeker. It's a type 2 action, so no further review of the board is required. So at this time, I'm going to make a motion that we approve item number 7 for a period of 1 year. And Sue, do you want to go over the conditions for us?
The board policies would be 4, 4A, 5, 6, 12, 19, 25, and 26. And then the other condition would be the formal designation of the handicap parking by the Common Council on the street in front of the building.
Thank you. So that is a motion. Do I have a second on that?
Second, Kevin Roach.
Second by Kevin Roach. All in favor? Wayne Platt is a yes. Charles Palaco?
Yes.
Robert Jacobson?
Yes.
Mary Jo Wiltshire?
Yes.
Kevin Roach?
Yes.
Okay, that is adopted. Eric, good luck, pal. We'll see you next December. Hopefully we'll have some good things to hear.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, everybody. Happy holidays.
Okay, you too. Have a good night.
Night.
All right, moving into new business. 17 Railroad Avenue, site plan to establish a mixed-use commercial space. Section block and lot is 56.25-4-22. Seeker determination, Zone C2, mixed-use overlay district. Ward 5, Anthea White is the applicant. 17 Railroad LLC is the owner. Who do we have tonight?
Anthea is on with us.
Hey,
Hello.
hello there. How are
Hi.
you?
Good, how you doing?
Good. All right. So this is right next door to Village Coffee. You're the proprietor of Village Coffee?
That's right.
Okay. You give us a little overview of what you want to do here.
The current concept is as a space pretty much for the spillover of our current retail. We've kind of outgrown our space now, so it's basically going to be a retail space, perhaps adding a few more items, but basically a retail space. We did want the option of having it available for other like local artisans or makers to pop up in there as well. And potentially seating post-COVID for the cafe, because we actually don't have any seating in the cafe anymore. So I'm not sure if that's can be combined in this or how that would work, but that's the current concept of the space.
Okay. Well, it's nice that your business has grown enough that you've now got to deal with an overflow. You know, that's really good.
I know we do feel very fortunate for that.
Good. And it's a lovely space there too. The building is beautiful.
Yeah, we're lucky. We're lucky. We love it.
Okay. Any plans for additional signage?
No, it's still going to be called Village Coffee and Goods. So it'll just be like a window decal thing. There won't be anything on the exterior of the building.
Okay.
We would like to add some outdoor seating if possible. Non-permanent. It would just be along that grass area on the side on Railroad Avenue. Yeah, right.
Fashion Lane.
On Fashion Lane, sorry. Similar to what we have done in the centre courtyard next to Village. So to be like all removable pieces.
Okay.
Nothing permanent. Yeah, similar to this.
Oh, okay. Very nice. Anything else, Sue?
No?
Kevin, you got?
I have this is Kevin Roach. I have a comment.
I have feedback somewhere here. Go ahead, Kev.
I walk past this every morning, and last month when we reapproved the neighboring building, the area that was just shown as the courtyard. I don't know why we're getting feedback. Was shown as the place where the refuse containers were for the neighbor. So I don't know where the refuse is going from the neighboring building or from this building.
They're actually both in the same location.
It's further back.
It's further back from where, just for example, where the camera is.
Okay, thank you.
If you're taking a photo on the left-hand side, that's where it is.
Okay, thank you. They used to be
Sorry,
up closer to the road. That's okay.
It
They used
did.
to be closer
Yeah,
to
we
the
moved
road.
it. Correct.
Great space.
Yeah.
And if I could comment, where you showed the seating on the other side of the building there. The snow removal there is going to be tough, I understand. It was totally a big snowbank today. So I'm not sure who yes, just a thought that people coming from the other parking lot, if they don't have parking right in front of you, have a tough time getting down to where you are there.
Right. Any suggestions?
Just somebody with a snowblower had to have to hit that.
Right. Well, absolutely. If we were using that space, that would be cleared and.
Well, even if you're not at this point during the year, it still has to be cleared. If you're going to have
I'm not sure. Our owner takes care of that, so I'll bring that up with her.
Okay, just if anyone's parking in the other parking lot, they wouldn't be able to access without walking in the street.
Understood.
Anthea, this is Kyla. I just have a question about the outdoor seating. If it's not permanent, does that mean you'll put it out in the morning and take it in at night, or how will you handle that?
No, it's, I guess it can be removed if required, as in it's not going to be fixed to the wall or anything like that.
Okay, I'm just, in looking at that other photo, it looks like some of those things are small enough that they might end up in the street easily or on the sidewalk. I don't know.
Oh, no, they're way too heavy. They definitely, they're cement. They're all made of like concrete.
Okay.
You can't, they're very difficult to even pick up. I mean, you can, but it's a haul. I mean, obviously the umbrellas and things like that, they'll be brought inside. Anything that's,
Can fly away.
that could fly away or isn't secured would definitely be brought in.
Any other questions? Okay. Sue, you have anything that's jumping out at you before we move on?
No, just the board policies is all we'll need to tag onto this.
One more thing, Sue, I just forgot. We talked about whether or not this outside dining space is part of the public right of way or whether it's part of the property. I don't think we know that yet.
Right,
So
right.
depending on ownership, it might need approval from, it might need an outside dining permit or potentially approval from Public Works. I'm not sure. If you have a survey showing where the property lines are, that would be really helpful.
I'm pretty sure that it's owned by the city because that's what the owner of the building had said to us.
Okay.
Yeah, I would suspect that the building line, the fascia of the building is the property line.
Okay, so what do we need? We need to make an application.
Yeah, for sidewalk dining.
Okay.
When when the season comes up.
Yep. Okay.
Anybody else? Okay. Under seeker, it's a type 2 action due to the size of the building being under 4,000 square feet. Some further review of the board is required. At this time, I will make a motion that we approve item number 8 with board policy 6, 10, 11, and also we're going to need some determination of the city's right-of-way when it comes to outdoor dining on the Fashion Lane side. Does that pretty well sum it up, Sue?
Correct.
Okay. So that is a motion. Do I have a second on that? Second by Robert Jacobson. All in favor? Wayne Platt is a yes. Charles Palaco?
Yes.
Robert Jacobson?
Yes.
Joe Wiltshire?
Yes.
Kevin Roach?
Yes.
That is approved. Anthea, thank you so much.
Thank you all so much. We really appreciate your time.
Happy holidays to you.
You too. Have a wonderful holiday. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, item number 9 is 77 McEntee Street. It's a site plan to establish a distillery and associated storage. Section block and lot is 56.34-11-28, seeker determination, zone RT, heritage area of coastal zone, Ward 9, Kingston Distillery LLC is the applicant. Patrick Khanna is the owner. Are you here, Patrick?
Yes.
Yes, I'm here. Good evening, everybody.
How are you?
So, yeah, I'm doing fine. How's your evening?
All right. So this is the cave on McEntee Street that comes out right across from where Hone Street comes out, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, there is 2 caves.
Okay. Tell us what you want to do there, sir.
So I would like to run a small distillery, micro distillery. It would be only me to work there. No visitor. I don't plan to do any tasting rooms or anything like that. So basically, it would be still the same from outside, the way it looks now. I'm gonna use one still, 100-gallon still. I would like to keep the distillery in a small cave. There's 2 caves, so I would like to keep the distillery in a small one, and the large cave will be as an aging room. This is the picture of outside. There was actually, it was used to be a brewery a long time ago, like 1856, something like that, and they use it also as a bottling. They fill the beer there. So on the left side you see the entrance to the small cave, and on the right side there's an entrance to the big cave. So I'm not gonna do any sign, anything. Really, just a small. Like I said, there will be no visitor whatsoever. I will not do any signage or anything like that. So I don't know if you have any question.
This is Wayne Platt. What is the allure of the cave? Is there a unique aspect of doing this in a cave that makes the distillery operate a little better, or the taste of what your product is, or is it just there's a space?
Well, there's a first of all for the aging, it's really good for aging because the humidity, the temperature, so that would create actually really good spirit, aged spirit. And another thing, there's the water that it's also good for whiskey. So those 2 things make it kind of unique.
Okay. Is there going to be any discharge of any types of odors coming out of here? What happens with that?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Discharge of what?
And is there going to be any odors, some unpleasant odor or discharge that are going to be associated with this?
No, there will be definitely no any odor, because like I said, I'm planning to do in 100 gallons. All the supplies I will actually already purchase, so I will not do anything. Everything will be brought and just distiller in the small caves and then storage. Not big production, really. No smell at all. I'm not planning to do like a cider or something that I have to actually. No, nothing's gonna rot there. No, there will be no smell whatsoever.
Okay. And what about? I'm looking at parking here. What's the parking going to be?
Well, I was thinking to to make a contract with the close by there's a Redeemer Lutheran Church. The parking lot it's always empty. I already called them, and I would like to actually, it's right down the street. That direction. actually. So I would like to park the car there. But, yeah. So I would like to actually park. And it'll be only one car. I will not have any delivery. There will be no delivery like trucks or anything like that. It'll be just my SUV.
Okay. And so you're calculating 2 spaces are going to be needed for this operation?
Correct.
Okay. So we're going to have to, if he's in consultation with the church, we're going to need that agreement in place before any approval can be made, correct?
Well, you can make it a condition of the approval, and they can get that permission and submit it to staff for review and approval. I have no problem with that.
Right. Anybody else have any questions?
Yes, is there going to be like any noise or any way to know from the outside whether you're working on the inside? And what hours will you be operating?
Well, I'm planning to work there maybe 2-3 times a week, no more than that. And there's the steel doesn't make any noise. So definitely nobody will hear me at all. That's for sure. No, there will be no noise. If I will do anything, so it'll be in the cave and nobody can hear me. But anyway, there is no noise.
Okay.
No.
Thank you.
No.
Thanks, MJ. Anybody else?
Yeah, Patrick, this is Sue. So it would just be you by yourself, or would you have 1 or 2 other people that are working along with you?
No, it'll be only me because the spirit needs to age for probably for 3 years. So beginning for the first 3 years, it'll be only me. There's no need for anybody else.
Okay.
I may have only like a helper once a week, maybe sometimes when I need it, but no, it'll be only me.
Okay.
Okay.
Just one question, Patrick. Is there going to be a lot of waste from this that will need either refuse or in the drain or anything like that?
No, I will. No, there will be no waste in the drain for sure. There might be some leftover spirit, which I'm gonna just use for the disinfection or cleaning, and the mesh I will actually dispose it at the farm. So there will be definitely nothing. No.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Wayne?
Yeah.
It's Dennis Larios. I'm working with Patrick on the application. I just wanted to point out that we could add parking on the front. There's a building slab, floor slab from the old building where the brewery was there, but we thought it'd be much nicer for the neighborhood, and Patrick agreed to leave that as just a staging pad entrance to the cave and park down the street. And I also wanted to point out the application that was submitted included the federal and state licenses that were approved for this operation at this site.
One more thing that comes to mind is there's a ventilation shaft, that vertical ventilation shaft, right? At the rear of this cave?
Yes.
That's secured up top by some means?
Is that what?
I'm so sorry, I didn't. Yeah.
Is that secured up on top? I'm not sure where it comes out. Is that of a concern or no?
Well, the shaft was there already 100 years, and it's actually around the hole that there's a concrete, so if you walk to it, so everybody can see it right away. There's a little structure, 2-3 feet high, around the ventilation.
Good. Okay, thank you. Okay, any other questions? I think we're ready to move on. All right. So under seeker, the size of the space is under 4,000 square feet, so it's type 2, so no further review of the board is required. At this time, I'll make a motion that we approve item number 9 with board policy 6. We also need an agreement in place, a written agreement to show that parking will be provided at the church parking lot that the applicant has described. That can be taken care of at staff level. Anything else, Sue?
No, that was all I had.
Okay, so that is a motion. Do I have a second on that? Robert Jacobson with a second. All in favor? Wayne Platt is a yes. Charles Palaco?
Yes.
Robert Jacobson?
Yes.
Joe Wiltshire?
Yes.
Kevin Roach?
Yes.
It is adopted. Thank you, Patrick and Dennis. Good hearing from you.
Thank you.
Thank
Happy holidays,
you,
everyone.
everybody.
Stay well.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
All right. Item number 10, 68 Prince Street. Site plan to renovate, establish 3 commercial spaces and an existing residential unit. Is that correct verbiage there? And an existing residential unit? Excuse me.
It's supposed to be and.
And, okay.
Sorry.
Section plot is 56.26-9-4, seeker determination, zone C3, mixed use overlay district, Ward 5. David and Paula Casera are the applicants and owners. Okay. Are David and Paula here?
We are here. Hello.
Greetings. All right, so where are we here for this? There were 68 prints.
So
Is this the building that? No, okay. I got you now. Lucas, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So at this point, we've done to date is we got a demolition permit and we removed a portion of the building on the backside that was what we're calling phase 2 of a rebuild. And what we're looking to do right now is renovate the house portion, which is up at the upper left-hand corner in that area, and then renovate what was there's 3 areas that exist still. That was the original site plan, yes. So we have a layout where we're going to just basically get everything back to a baseline. Everything's been demolished down to stud walls so we can insulate and start renovating. And we're looking to, at first, get the phase 1, get a permit to do the renovations, and then pursue phase 2 with a plan that will satisfy the board. So yeah, so these are basic plans. And the house portion, basically this was like a classic 11 building montage over time that have been stitched together. And what we did was we took the back half off because it was severely damaged and had a whole bunch of things wrong with it. And so we got it back down to what was sound. And so at this point, we would like to get again a permit to start renovating the original house and these 3 commercial spaces. And what we're looking to do is we want to encourage sort of design studios, photo makers, studio space. So basically, we're looking for, and also office scenarios. So that's basically kind of what we're looking to do here.
Okay. And parking, is there parking around the side or back there? What are we?
Yeah, we have, yep, we revised this plan so that we could create a concept for parking in the back. Of course, looking for comments, but so we initially, we know that we have a certain amount of space that there's a balance between the square footage and parking spaces, but this is what we're initially proposing. And we also know in phase 2 that we have some more work to do, and we're going to have to probably get a place for garbage to be picked up as well. So we have, just tonight's education was helpful so that we know that when we go into the next phase of approval, that we'll have some other things to consider. But in phase 1, what we're looking to do is it's existing, and we would like to get it, fix it, just to get it fixed up.
Okay. How many spaces around here? I'm gonna, if you can answer that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do we have 15 here? You're gonna have 15?
We're showing 15.
Okay.
This is Kyla. Just one thing I would say, just looking at it, the handicap accessible space is going to need loading zone. So I think that would probably eliminate this one.
We may, and is that 60 inches or?
I think you need, I'll have to look, but I think you might actually need a van accessible space, because I think if you have one, it has to be van accessible. So we can look at that, but I can't remember off the top of my head what it is.
In the front we have one parking spot up in front. So
okay.
Maybe, yeah, we might be able to do it there. It might be actually better there.
It might.
All right.
Also, this is Sue, with the parking spaces, they aren't a standard width, which we require to be 9 feet. They're 8 feet, shown as 8. So I think looking at the internal space, we would need to possibly maybe just look at the utilization of the space a little better, and possibly might be able to shave off a required space to make this all work under the code.
Actually, when I did the calculation, I'm not sure that the size that we have through RPS is the actual size of the building. So there is a chance that this building and the spaces are smaller than what I used for the calculation. But either way, I think when you do phase 2, we would have to look at parking again, because you're going to have to add spaces for that.
So,
Yeah, Robert has his hand up.
isn't there a public parking lot across the street?
There is.
There is.
There is the Prince Street public lot, yes.
Good point there, Robert. Okay.
Can we consider that as as an option for parking?
I'm sorry, who was asking the question?
I was. But can we consider public parking as a part of?
Yes, a portion of that can be used. The board has the ability, if a public lot is within 400 feet and has available parking, the board can consider waiving one or all of the parking spaces. So if you are short a couple of spaces, the board could look at that lot as an option and waive the spaces that you are short.
Okay. And that would be considered inside of our phase 2 scenario.
Correct. Yeah, I would use that as part of that.
Okay.
But Wayne, this is Wayne Platt. Kyla, do you still need to tweak the calculation a little bit on what is currently proposed for parking?
Well, currently he does meet, this meets the parking calculation. I think I had written down that he needed 13. I think even with making the spaces a little larger and the space in the front, I think he would still meet that.
Okay.
But I do think if you give me a calculation for the building, that the required spaces may be less than 13. I didn't have the plans to scale to measure out the square footage.
Okay. But for tonight's purposes, is the parking adequate, or do we need to grant some type of waiver or even consider that?
I think the parking is adequate.
It's existing. It's pre-existing, Wayne.
Okay. Okay. Signage, there's any signage proposed?
As of right now, there is no signage proposed.
Okay. Lighting, I mean, these are probably things that have already been discussed at staff level with you. Lighting, anything going on with lighting?
No.
Okay.
We're just going to have whatever's required on the outside of the buildings to, for downlit parking light for the back and what's existing up front. So we're not adding any lights to the facade.
Right. And as far as refuse and recycling, how's that going to be handled?
Space.
We have right now. We have two areas adjacent to the house. There's adjacent to the house above parking. The parking spot number 1 is where we would site garbage. Yes, there. And then on the back side of phase 2, we don't have it drawn, but that's where we're going to have to create space back in there.
All right. I mean, is there going to be a dumpster or something? Is that what you're planning on, or?
Well, I think that it really depends on the business. I'm not considering a dumpster right now, but it might, a small dumpster might be considered. Yes.
So if you do go ahead and get a dumpster at some point, so you're just going to have to come back at least to you guys and talk, right? To include that on his plan?
Yeah.
Right. He'll have to show it. We'll have to work with the location because it technically can't be on facing a street. And he has a through lot. So we'd have to look at that. Would have to be screened and located in a manner so that the visibility is diminished to the maximum extent possible.
So, I mean, we're just dealing with phase 1 really right now, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so, when phase 2 starts to happen, he's going to come back and talk to us again. We will be addressing the dumpster at that point, I would imagine. Okay. Anybody have any questions? Any other questions from the board? No? So you're good with everything then? Any other thing popping up with you?
I'm glad to see the building is going to be brought back and have some good activity.
Yes. All right. So under seeker, this is a type 2 action, so no further review of the board is required. So at this time, we'll make a motion that we approve item number 10. And we're going to have board policy 6, excuse me, on that. And how about a Knox box too? Can we include that on there, Sue?
Sure.
Okay. You understand Knox box there, sir?
No.
It's for after hour. Say if the fire department shows up on the scene and it's after hours, there's keys in there that could get access into the building without doing any damage.
Sure.
There's quite a number of them around Kingston.
Got it.
So,
Okay.
anything else, Sue?
No, we'll just work with the applicants just to confirm the parking though.
Okay. All right. Okay, so that's a motion. Do I have a second?
Second, Kevin Roach.
Second by Kevin Roach. All in favor? We have Wayne Platt as a yes. Charles Palaco,
Yes.
Robert Jacobson,
Yes.
Mary Jo Wiltshire,
Yes.
Kevin Roach.
Yes.
Approved. Okay, thank you, folks.
Thank you. Have a great holiday.
Thank you much.
Thank
You
you
too.
too.
Night.
Wayne, let the record
Yes.
show Matt Gillis has arrived.
Hello, Matthew.
Hi,
Hey,
Matt.
folks. How are you?
Hi, Matt.
Just in time for the last item.
Yes.
Good timing. All right, this is under rezoning recommendation.
Yes.
All right, item number 11 is a recommendation to the Common Council regarding proposal to amend Section 405 of the zoning code to require that a quote, formula retail stores, unquote, require review and approval from the Historic Landmarks Preservation Commission, and that any such store shall not be permitted without a certificate of appropriateness by the Historic Landmarks Preservation Commission. So what is the definition of formula retail store?
Dan
Chain?
Garten, it's a chain store, effectively a chain store. The definition has not been formally written at this point, but that's what it is.
Actually, the definition has been formally written. It's been forwarded, and I believe it is currently online, attached to communications to the Common Council. It's basically a business that uses a uniform product line, physical appearance, clothing, something where the items that are sold and the manner in which they are sold is dictated by a parent company that imposes that on the individual franchises. It's a pretty basic standard definition of formula store that is in place in a number of municipalities at this point.
And this is Wayne Platt. Now, this would give the Landmarks Preservation Commission review of outside of the current districts that they currently have jurisdiction in, correct?
There would be some overlap. There would be some new territory. The actual boundaries are still being worked out. And it was suggested that given that they generally review design plans and review the type of issues that the alderman had concerns about, that they would be the best entity to do the reviews.
Okay. So,
there is no action that is being requested from this board at this point. The formal referral is on hold pending, further discussions and, further clarification and specific language being drafted. So there really is no action at this point being requested of this board.
okay, so we're not looking to do any type of vote tonight on this to forward our opinion?
You can or you can't. I mean, you could basically say that you want to wait until the full proposal is developed, or if you believe that this is not necessary to further any research, you could vote that way.
I mean, and this is Wayne Platt again. I mean, we've had a number of these type buildings come through our approval process. And quite frankly, I think that this board has done due diligence in making sure that these stores fit into the character of whatever neighborhood they've been going into. You know, we've had the Rite Aids on Broadway, we've got Walgreens, you know, CVS up on, what's that?
Quick Check, Stewart's.
Yeah, so.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts, well, but I think that this board has not just rubber stamped these types of businesses as they come through. We've put them through a number of steps to come to a building that, you know, that we can all be proud of and that fits into the character of whatever neighborhood it's going into. So, I mean, looking into the staff notes here, a staff would recommend that not recommending this amendment. I tend to agree with that based on what I just said, you know, and the history of the reviews that we've had with. So that's my opinion. I don't know how everybody else feels.
I have to agree with the staff notes and with Wayne. I think this is a bit ridiculous. This is the purpose of a planning board. You're taking, in essence, authority away from the planning board. You're creating another bureaucratic agency that people have to go through, which is more time and money. And I just don't see where it's necessary at all. And I think the aldermen really should focus their attention on updating the zoning code, because we've just gone through another year and we still don't have it.
Kevin, you had your hand up.
Exactly what Robert just said. Thank you, Robert.
Anybody else have a dissenting opinion or a concurring opinion with this?
Wayne, Chuck Palacco. I concur with Rob and Kevin also.
Okay.
Matt, here I'm adding it's Robert nailed it. I agree with everything he stated.
I agree. I think our board does do due diligence, like Wayne stated. I think we're very, I feel like we're very thorough with what comes before our board.
Anybody else? All right. I mean, for me personally, like I said, I think we're, I'm comfortable with recommending that we don't recommend this amendment. So at this time, we'll make a motion that how do I word? Yeah, go ahead.
I think at this point, we just have to decide whether, I mean, we could just oppose it. If the board feels they want to oppose it, just make a motion that we oppose this legislation.
Okay. And that's what I'm going to do. I'll make a motion that we oppose this recommendation that would require the formula retail stores to be reviewed by the Historic Landmarks Preservation Commission. That is a motion.
Would you be willing to add to your motion that we recommend that the Common Council instead update the zoning code? I mean, that's what
Sure.
we've been asking for.
I think that would be appropriate.
Okay.
Suggestion has been very effective in the past, Rob.
I will add that.
It certainly can't hurt to make it once again.
What was that? What was that?
Your lawyer said it certainly can't hurt to make the suggestion again, although your previous suggestions to that effect have had, no impact.
Copy that. All right. All right. So I will add that language as well, what Robert has just indicated, to my motion. And I made, that is a motion that I formulated. So do I have a second on that?
Second.
Second by Robert Jacobson. All in favor? Wayne Platt is a yes. Charles Palacco?
Yes.
Robert Jacobson?
Yes.
Mary Jo Wiltshire?
Yes.
Matt Gillis.
Yes.
Okay, that is adopted. All right, any other business, any other items, Sue, before this board?
Yeah, we have a couple. Just as a matter of record, the next month's meeting will be on a Zoom platform. The city is going to go from the GoToMeeting platform to Zoom meetings. So that would be one thing I wanted to mention. The other thing I would need to mention is that if the board members have not concluded all of their training or have not gotten their training hours to me, please do so immediately so I can update our records for 2020. And I think, Wayne, the last item is for your announcement.
Yeah. It has been brought to my attention that this is going to be Mary Jo Wiltshire's last meeting.
She's the only one smiling. No.
I want to congratulate Mary Jo is retiring from the City of Kingston Department of Public Works. Mary Jo, at the end of this month, hon?
Yeah, December 30th is my last day.
Okay. Well, I want to congratulate you on that. I mean, hopefully I'll be retiring sometime soon as well. So let's see about it, but I congratulate you on that.
Thank you.
How many years have you been at DPW now?
I'm sorry, what?
Years have you been in working for the city now?
37 years. 11 in DPW.
Yeah. And as I said, as Mary Jo is retiring from the city, she's also having to step down from her position on the planning board as a city employee. So, as I said, tonight was Mary Jo's last meeting. And during her years of service, Mary Jo has been clear with all of her decisions that she has made is how can we make Kingston a better place? And I think that, you exemplified that to a T. How do we make Kingston a better place? And, you conducted yourself with grace at every meeting, and you treated every applicant with respect. And I have to say, you've never shied away from asking the tough questions or digging your feet in when you really believe in something. And, you've actually got me to take a different look at things in a different light, and actually got me to change my mind on some things. So, and that's not hard to do, I got.
That's good to hear.
But no, you've your calmness and thoughtfulness throughout any application has makes Kingston a much better place and something we're all proud to be a part of. I am so proud to have you as part of this team. You're certainly going to be missed. I don't know how we're going to replace you, and it was quite an honor to serve with you, and I appreciate everything you've done. And I want to wish you good luck on your retirement. And any plans, immediate plans? You're going to retire for sure, or are you going to do something else?
No, I'm retiring for now. I told my husband the first month I'll be in my pajamas for every day, and then after that I'll figure out something good to do after that. So just gotta, I've been working since I was 14 years old, so it's gonna be a little bit strange not to have a job to come to every day, but I'm looking forward to it, and I've really enjoyed being on this board with all you folks. It's been an honor. I've learned a lot also from you folks. So thank you so much. And it's a little bittersweet. So happy to retire, but sorry to leave some of this behind. So.
Well, and it goes without saying that, you being on this board, it's the board in general is the envy of every other board in Kingston. And I get that a lot. I hear that from a lot of people, a lot of folks who've come through the application process, how fair and understanding we are. And you're certainly an integral part of that and the success that this board has had over the years. And again, you're going to be missed. And I just, it was an honor to have you part of this team. And I appreciate everything you've done for us.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Mary,
Thank
and
you.
Mary Jo, I mean, that goes for us too, at the planning staff level. We're definitely going to miss you. You've been a bright light in our board. And Dan Gartenstein had to leave, but he asked me to tell you that he wishes you all the best and he joins in all the wonderful things that have been said about you.
Thank you so much.
I'd just like to wish Mary Jo good health and happiness in her retirement. It's been a pleasure serving with you. I think I'm one of the newer people on the board, and I've been on for close to 10 years now. I can't imagine how many years you've been on, but really, I think over the years, your knowledge of both Parks and Rec and DPW and streets and sewers and water and everything else that goes along with it has really been a huge asset to the board. And if Sue can send any kind of memo to the mayor when he's scanning the city for new employees, somebody in DPW is just a huge asset for this board.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you very much. You and I have had many good discussions over the course of these years.
Mary Jo, I will certainly miss seeing you every month. Now, you and I go back a very long time. We go back to the points.
We don't even want to say how long, I know.
No, we won't, about 3 days. And I always appreciated everything whenever I went to you when you were over the rec department, and you were always there to help, and you were there to help everyone. So a lot of people in the city of Kingston are going to miss you.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I love Kingston. And that's why one of the reasons I've enjoyed being on this board. So.
Mary Jo, it's been a pleasure to work with you, and I just wish you the best in your retirement and just relax for a change.
Yeah, it's going to be weird. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I'm going to try.
I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Jo. Mary Jo, I was just thinking how I met you as the city's insurance agent in 1992. So that's 28 years ago. And then our kids were in school together.
That's right. That's right.
Go back.
That's right.
We go back. So it's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I'll be by to haunt Sue and Kyla, coming by and relax in their office while they're trying to work. So
we'll hold
everyone keep their eyes open for a house.
Remember the public. I'm sorry, you're not allowed in City Hall anymore.
I'm looking on real estate websites to find her a house in Kingston so she can come back as a resident. She's just over the creek. Just a little too far.
If you ever disagree with us, please send your comments along.
Yeah, you'll maybe see me at a couple public hearings now or something on the other side. That would be interesting. You guys have been great. Thank you so much. I can't even tell you how much I'm going to miss you guys, and that's the truth. So I know
well, we would have normally taken you out for dinner or something, but since we couldn't do that, we got some gift cards coming your way, so you can take Bob out.
Well, you guys didn't have to
convince us. He tried to convince us to go with sushi, but that was more for him than you, I think. So.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, I like that, but yes. Anything will be fine. So thank you again so much. I can't even say how. I'm just trying not to cry here. So yeah, it's definitely going to be different being at home and nothing to do. So, but I'll keep an eye on you guys and, maybe stop in every now and then. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have one more item to do here, but we have to adjourn. So, Mary Jo, you want to make a motion to adjourn?
Yes.
I make a motion to adjourn.
All right, I will second that motion. All in favor, Wayne Platt is a yes. Charles Palaco,
Yes.
Robert Jacobson,
Yes.
Pat Gillis,
Yes.
Mary Jo Wiltshire.
Yes.
Okay. Meeting is adjourned. Merry Christmas to everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas all.
Yep, Merry Christmas and happy
Merry
holidays,
Christmas,
everyone.
Holidays. Be safe.
Be safe.
Congratulations, Mary Jo.
Safe and healthy, yes.